everyone, I'm Donna Louise and welcome to my YouTube channel for the love of puzzles. Today we continue our journey as we travel around art, the current largest commercially available jigsaw puzzle in the world from Grafika. If you haven't seen the other videos that I've done in this series, I'll leave all the links in the description below. I suggest you at least watch the unboxing video just to get an overview of the jigsaw puzzle in its entirety. Now, I just finished recording for the last section of the puzzle, La Liberté guidant le peuple, beautiful big painting. I haven't removed it from the table. When you put that much effort into a jigsaw puzzle, you wanna enjoy it for as long as you can. But I'm very excited for the next section of the jigsaw puzzle, which is very different from this one we just finished. This is now bag 15, which is section 4. Look at this, very different. I can't wait. Look how colorful and bright and geometric that is. I'm gonna absolutely love doing that. So there's 3 paintings in this section of the jigsaw puzzle. If I pull out my panoramic poster here, once this section is done, we will have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 full complete sections at the start of the jigsaw puzzle. The reason why it's bag 15, right? Yeah, bag 15 is because I've also done 3 of the bookshelf sections. After this section is done, I'm going to do the last remaining bookshelf section and do the voiceover with your general kind of questions that you had on a personal note for me to answer. So, and then I will display all 4 bookshelf sections together. So yeah, this is bag 15. We're getting there. We've completed more than there remains to be done. We're past the halfway mark. I'm so excited. Looking at the bag here, it's very colorful, which is nice already. Remember the bags, they're all labeled so you know which section, but they've also put in the names of the paintings and the artists. And yeah, the artists for each of these paintings are all new. We have not seen them yet in this jigsaw puzzle. But remember we did see Pieter Brueghel the elder? Well, now I believe this is their son, Pieter Brueghel the younger. And we also have one by Georges Seurat, and the other is Robert Delaunay. I'm probably mispronouncing those names. I'm sorry. I hope the background pieces are not too difficult. There's some detailing. Remember, like in the top of the Mona Lisa painting, love that detailing. But yeah, I don't think this will be too tricky. I say, and hoping not to jinx myself, but I think it'll be just a little bit different, brighter, more colorful, and I'm so looking forward to doing it. So, without further ado, and for the love of puzzles, let's jump right in as we complete bag 15, which is section 4, as we travel around art. There are 3 paintings in this section of the puzzle. The first is Un dimanche après-midi à l'île de la Grande Jatte, which in English translates to a Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grande Jatte. It was painted from 1884 to 1886 by Georges Seurat and is considered to be his most famous work. It is a nice, good size at approximately 82 by 122 centimeters in dimension. It is currently at the Art Institute of Chicago in Chicago, Illinois in the United States. Now, La Grande Jatte, which is sometimes known as its shortened name, was exhibited publicly in the spring of 1886 with the Impressionists. And with this painting, Seurat was immediately acknowledged as the leader of a new and rebellious form of Impressionism called Neo-Impressionism. Seurat's composition includes a number of Parisiens, people who are from Paris, at a park on the banks of the River Seine, focusing meticulously on the landscape of the park. The next painting was an original work from Pieter Brueghel the Younger, a Flemish painter known for numerous copies after his father, Pieter Brueghel the Elder's work, as well as for his own original compositions. Now, one of his most successful original designs is this painting known as The Village Lawyer, or The Tax Collector's Office, or The Payment of the Tithe, or The Lawyer of Bad Cases, and even as Notary's Office. The different titles of the work indicate that it may have been interpreted in these different ways in the 17th century. The title, The Village Lawyer, is probably the best suited since the person behind the desk is wearing a lawyer's bonnet. The collection of taxes usually did not occur in such setting, and the paperwork and bags on the desk look like those for requests and decrees. The picture also shows peasants lining up with presents, such as chickens and eggs, to please the lawyer, which was a common occurrence, whereas tithe payments were made in grain. The painting shows his interest in and close observation of village life. Pieter Brueghel the Younger's workshop made many copies of this composition in different formats. Now, there exists 19 signed and dated versions of this work from 1615 to 1622. Out of some, they believe maybe 25 originals that he painted. And there are other like 35 questionable versions. I even saw online that there may be even upwards to 100 different variations of this work, some painted by him, some painted by other members of his workshop. But because of this, there's many copies around the world at various locations. I did find a reference to one that was painted in 1621, and its approximate size was 75 by 122 centimeters in dimension. The last painting in this section of the puzzle is beautiful, bright, colorful, and geometric. Its title in French is Rythme, joie de vivre, which translates to rhythm, joy of life in English. It was painted in 1930 by Robert Delaunay. Perhaps that's how you would pronounce it in French. He's a French artist who, with his wife Sonia and others, co-founded, I've been practicing this word, simultanéisme, which in English is simultaneity. Goodness. In Delaunay's view, meant that color could take a form of its own, affecting the spatial dimension of a composition and the perception of movement within it. Now, one of his biggest admirers, known by the name Guillaume Apollinaire, gave the movement a much more poetic name of Orphism, and much more easily pronounced. And it comes from the Greek god of music, Orpheus. It is noted for its use of strong colors and geometric shapes. Now, Robert's later works were more abstract. His key influence related to bold use of color and a clear love of experimentation with both depth and tone. Now, this painting is an abstract artwork that used bold colors to reflect the joy of living, the exuberance and harmony that he experienced while painting it. It's a balanced composition filled with warm colors, the oranges, the yellows, the reds, with contrast and motion being added by the uses of the blues and greens and blacks, and by the diagonal and vertical lines intersecting the circles. You're actually witnessing a galaxy of rhythms and colors. The discs are a motif that the French artist used extensively throughout his career, particularly later in his life, a trademark that makes his work easily recognizable today. Now, it's quite large in size at 200 by 228 centimeters in dimension, and the original is at the Musée National d'Art Moderne in Paris, France. And another section of the puzzle is done. I absolutely love doing this section of the puzzle because it felt like three very different and distinct paintings. This bright, bold, beautiful, colorful, geometric one, this more painterly kind of traditional one, and then almost like a caricature kind of one with very defined lines telling like a story. Beautiful, and the frames were just a pleasure to build. Even this large, beautiful, big one and the other two, I believe this one was a new one down here in the corner. Oh, I loved it. I feel that this was an easy section. Very much welcomed after the last section. It only took me 10 hours and 42 minutes. Even the background wasn't too bad. It's hard to maybe see on camera the detail, but at the top it has like that bluish green kind of color, and then between the two paintings over here it has some of that kind of, oh, it's not yellow, it's not orange, it's hard to describe what color it is, but a yellowy orange detailing, and there's a bit of it down here below this painting. So in fact, these background pieces, they were nothing at all. They were no trouble whatsoever. I'm getting used to them. So I just loved this section of the puzzle. And there you go. We have like so many done in a row. Oh, I can't wait to put them all out side by side all together. I'm still working on a solution on how to display it all. I'll figure out something. We'll do something for sure. But for now, I just have to settle for 6 sections at a time. I'm excited for the next section because I'm excited and sad because it's going to be our last bookshelf section. So that'll be our next video, and I'll finish the Q&A voiceover with questions that you had for me on a more personal note. But then I will be able to display the 4 bookshelf sections all together. I think it's going to be beautiful, beautiful. And I'll be sad that it's done, but the more I look at the entirety of the puzzle, like, I'm getting there. It's going to be done before I know it if I keep going at this rate. I think I'm going to be sad once it's all over. I've been thinking and talking with some people about the next big kind of epic jigsaw puzzle that I'd like to do. I'll give you more details on that on another video. I'll just leave you hanging for now. But oh, what a joy. I'm just so happy right now because I absolutely loved building this jigsaw puzzle. I wanted it to last longer. It was just so different. It was beautiful. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. For the love of puzzles, I hope you enjoy my videos. Please consider subscribing. And until next time, ciao!